Prestissima here. Today, we are going to learn the final song of Presto. It's Piano Magic Book 1. It's called For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. The original title of the song is For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. But we sing it for girls too, so we're also going to call it For She's a Jolly Good Fellow. For She's a Jolly Good Fellow is a popular song of congratulations. And since we're finishing the book, I think that's appropriate. A song of congratulations. We're going to learn the song by reading the music notation, including the rhythmic notation. So let's get started. All right, here we go. For She's a Jolly Good Fellow. And we're using notes from the G major scale. Ooh, remember G major? We have an F sharp, so don't forget that. So let's see here. Let's look at our time signature. We're in 3/4. The 3 on top means we get 3 beats per measure, and the 4 on the bottom tells us that the quarter note gets 1 beat. So let's look at measure 1 here. We have 1 quarter note, so that's 1 beat. But then that's it. We have a bar line here and nothing else. So since we don't have a full 3 beats, we know that this is a pickup measure. Excellent. Next measure, we have a half note, so that's 2 beats, and then a quarter note, so that's 1 beat. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, next measure, we have 3 quarter notes, so that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then we have the dotted half note. Remember, this is 3 beats, so it takes up the whole measure by itself. 1, 2, 3. Next measure, we have a half note, which is 2 beats, and a quarter note, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then next system, we have a half note, that's 2 beats, 1, 2, and then 3, right? 1, 2, 3. And then all quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, and then dotted half note, which is 3 beats, so it takes up the whole measure, 1, 2, 3. And next measure, we have half note, so 2 beats, 1, 2, and then quarter note, 3. Next measure, we have half note and a quarter note again, so 1, 2, and then 3. And then all quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. And then dotted half note, so that's 1, 2, 3, all in one measure. And then up here we have half note again and a quarter note, 1, 2, and then 3 for the quarter note. Ooh, next page. We're just whipping right through, huh? We have 3 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, and then we have a half note again with a quarter note, so 1, 2, 3. And then we have a dotted half, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then what is this funny little doohickey? Remember this? So this is 1, 2, 3 here. And then in this next measure, we have a half note, which is 1, 2. And then this arc here that connects these 2 notes, remember we call that a tie. So basically, we don't play this again. We just hold it over and we count these all together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, but we don't play it again. We just keep holding. All right, that's the end of our phrase. Shall we try playing it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Excellent! Good job with that tie. There might have been a few tricky parts, so let's talk about those. So remember, this very first pickup measure here, we had the octave Ds, right? Like this. But if your hand is too small, you can just pick one. So if you like the top one, you can play it with your 5 finger and then come down to this chord, right? To the G and the B there. So you could do D and then down. Or you can come down to this bottom one here with your 1 finger and then just jump your hand up. So you have 1, just like that. That's all. Or you can play the whole octave like I do. It's your choice. Okay, what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, here we had a little bit of a tricky fingering. So remember, we come in here with the third finger, right? We start on the B here. 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1. And instead of going down to our 2 finger, we're going to go down to our 1 finger. So a little bit of a squeeze. So 3, 1, and back up to 2, and up to 3. One more time. We have 3, down to 1, up to 2, and up to 3. It's not that hard, but I just wanted you to notice it. All right, and now it's time for our left hand. So let's take a look at the beginning here. Oh, same as before, right? This is our pickup measure. So it's on beat 3, and it's just 1 count. So we have 3. And then over here, we have a half note and a quarter note. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then we have 3 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. And what do we see here? That's our F sharp, because we are in the key of G using the G major scale, right? Okay, next we have the dotted half note. That's 1, 2, 3, all in that measure. And then we have half note and a quarter, 1, 2, and then 3. Next system, oh, there's that F sharp again, right? And the half note and the quarter note, and they're stacked, so that's just 1 time you play, and that's the quarter note. 1, 2, and then 3. And then 3 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. And then a dotted half note, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then we have half note, 1, 2, and a quarter note, 3. Then we have half note, 1, 2, quarter note, 3. And then we have 3 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. You see that F sharp again. And then we have this chord. It is a dotted half note, so that is 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, look at all these accidentals. So here we have the G, and we're gonna have a B flat, and we're gonna have the C sharp, and we're gonna play them all at the same time. So that is a dotted half note, 1, 2, 3. Now, B flat and C sharp are not part of the G major scale, right? Well, sometimes composers like to add sounds to the scale, because if you just use the scale, then you might not be able to get these interesting sounds. So they borrow notes and they alter notes in the scale so that you can get this fun sound. So let's see here. We have C sharp and B flat and G. Ooh, kind of fun and crunchy sounding, right? Let's play it again, but this time let's add the right hand note so you get the full effect. So we had that B flat and the C sharp and the G with our 1, 2, and 4 finger, and then we're gonna play E in our right hand. Here we go. Ah, I like it. Cool, huh? All right, we'll come back to that when we go through this again. So let's keep going with our left hand. So we have 1, 2, 3 quarter notes, and then half note and a quarter note. So that's 1, 2 for the half note, and then 3 for the quarter note. And then 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, and that's where we stopped with our right hand. That was the end of our phrase, right? So we'll do that much again. We're gonna play it in rhythm, and we're gonna just do our left hand. Here we go. And I'll count off 2 for you, right? And you come in on 3, because that's where we come in on our pickup measure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right. All right, should we talk about some of the maybe tricky things in this one? All right, let's go to the very beginning here. We're gonna start with this D with our 2 finger. Now, this D to the G, that could be a little bit of a stretch, but we play the D a lot with our 2 finger. So we're just gonna get used to that, okay? So D, and then go down to our 5th finger there. Okay, and then let's jump to this measure. It's another one where we kind of squeeze our fingers together. So we're gonna start on the G with our 1 finger, and then down to the F sharp right below it, right, with our 3rd finger, and then back up to the G with our 2nd finger. See? So again, G, F sharp, B. And then that sets us up for that A. Excellent. All right, and don't forget those F sharps, of course. Now, when we come here, this F sharp and C, you can play it with your 1 and your 4 finger, or you can play it with your 1 finger and your 3rd finger. I like playing it with my 1 and 4 fingers, so I'll do that. And then you can come in here to your 1 and 3, or you could do 1 and 3 and then jump down and bring those fingers in. So I'm going to do 1 and 4 here, and then I'm going to come into 1 and 3. Yeah, like that. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, look, we have that same pattern as we did up here, right? So we're going to do the 1 down to 3, back up to 2. And then we can come up to this chord like this. Oh, and then remember this fun one, this kind of crunchy one we were talking about? So that is going to be our 1 finger on the C sharp, our 2 finger on the B flat, and our 4th finger here on the G. Okay, and all at one time. I love it. All right, so now you've practiced the right hand and you've practiced the left hand, and just for funsies, this time we're going to play it hands together from the beginning to that far. Should we try it? All right, we're going to go really slow. So now that we're ready, I'm going to play this octave in my right hand. I'll count off 2, and we come in on 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wow, good job, everyone. For this song, I really recommend that you practice this whole first section hands together until it's perfect before you move on to the next section. So practice hands separately. You're going to play the right hand till it's very, very comfortable. Then you're going to play the left hand until it's very, very comfortable. And then you're going to play it hands together until it's very, very comfortable. And then we will move on. Here we go. So on the next phrase, so we finished right here, right? Let's do right hand. So we had 1, 2, and then that quarter note is 3. Next measure, all quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. Then we have a half note, so that's 1, 2, quarter note, that's the 3rd beat. Then we have a dotted half note, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then the next measure we have a half note, that's 1, 2. But what is this arc? It's just like this one, right? Except it's upside down. But it means the same thing. So this is a tie. I'm tying this note to this one, so I only play it the one time when I play it here, but I hold it also for those 2 counts. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and I'm going to play it only the one time over here. Okay, so then we have beat 3. Next measure, we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have a half note, so that's 1, 2, and then 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3. So this is the dotted half note, right? So that's 1, 2, 3. And then we have a half note, 1, 2. And then we have the tie. And because we have a chord with 2 notes in it, it has 2 ties. So that it knows that, so that we know that we're gonna tie both of these notes, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3 plus these 2 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and we're only gonna play it the one time. We're gonna hold it all the way through beat 2 of this measure. All right, so let's try playing it. This is gonna be kind of like a pickup measure, right? So I'm gonna count 1, 2, and then we're gonna come in on 3, okay? Because we already did this phrase. So moving on, we're gonna start with this phrase, come in on 3, and I'll count off for you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Excellent! Good job with those ties. All right, practice that, and now let's try our left hand. So same thing, we already did this part, this phrase, so let's start on beat 3 of this measure. So that's 3, that's quarter note, it's 1 beat, and so that's beat 3, and then coming over here we have quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, 1, 2, 3, and then we have half note and quarter note, so 1, 2, and then 3, don't forget the F sharps. Then we have half note, 1, 2, and then quarter note 3, half note, 1, 2, quarter note 3, then we have quarter, 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 so that's 1, 2, 3, and then half note, 1, 2, quarter note 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. That's our half note, right? And this is a new phrase, so we'll just do that much. Let's try this left hand in rhythm, and we'll do like we did before. It's kind of like a pickup, so we'll come in on beat 3, okay? Here we go. And we're gonna play this with our second finger, in case you forgot, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Excellent! All right, so practice that left hand, and now we're gonna do like we did before. We are just gonna play this section right here, hands together, before we move on to the next section. All right, you've practiced, so we are ready. Let's give it a whirl. I'll give you 2 counts, and we come in on 3, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yay! All right, did we remember to hold down these ties while we were playing these other notes? And here too, hold down this tie right here while we play these other notes, right? It's kind of a new thing, and it's gonna take a little coordination, but you keep practicing and it'll be no problem. Let's do from the beginning to there, hands together. We can do it, right? All right, let's try it, putting the 2 sections together. All right, so this really is our pickup measure, so I'm gonna count 2, and we're gonna come in on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We did it! All right, now we are ready for the final section. It's on the next page. Now, I did a little clever thing. So while I'm learning it before I memorize it, it's really hard to turn that page. So I printed out this page again. So if you have the ebook, you can just print this page out again and tape it to this page. Cool, huh? So I just put a little piece of tape here and here and here. And now I can pull it out and look at it all at once. So let's look at this next section. All right, so we did this much, right? Now we're gonna go to this next part. So this is beat 3. It's a quarter note, so that's 3. Now we're gonna go up here and we have a half note. So that's 1, 2, quarter note, 3. And then we have 3 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. And then we have a half note, so that's 1, 2. And then we have a quarter note, and that's 3. And then we have a half note, that's 1, 2, right? But what is this? Remember this sign? This interesting bird's eye sign? That's called a fermata. And we use that so that we can extend the value of the note. And it's kind of up to your imagination how long you would like to hold that. So if you're very dramatic and you would like to hold it for a very long time, that's okay. Or if you just want to hold it for a little longer than 2 beats, that's okay too. So kind of up to you. So that's going to be 1, 2, plus whatever your imagination says. But we still have to have 3 beats in the measure. So that's still beat 3. Okay, next measure. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then look, half note, 1, 2. There's no beat 3. Do you remember why that is? That's because we had our pickup measure. That's beat 3. So that's 1, 2, and our pickup measure was beat 3. Okay, before we play it, let me just show you, this little number right here. It looks crazy, but it's not really. It's just like when we did the left hand earlier, we have to alter some of the notes so they're not from the G major scale. We have a B flat and a C sharp, and it makes it sound cool. I'll show you. So we have a B flat here, and we're gonna play it with our 1, 3, and 5 fingers. So we have B flat, C sharp, and E. Oh, I like it. Got it? All right, so shall we try playing that much? All right, let's do it. So from right here, all the way to the end here, and when we get to the fermata, you'll follow along with me. I'll count 2 and we come in on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then I'm gonna hear it for a while. Okay, and then 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, let's take a look at our left hand now. So we're gonna start in the same place, beat 3 of this measure of the new phrase. So that's 1 beat, beat 3. And then we come over here, we have a half note, so that's 1, 2, and quarter note 3. And then we have all quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. Don't forget the F sharp. And then we have A, so that's 1, 2. And then we have a quarter note, that's 1, so 1, 2, 3. Ooh, and we have a flat there, so another altered note. Cool, huh? And then we come to this next measure. This is the fermata measure. So we have 1, 2, and then you hold it for a while. So these are held for the same period of time, okay? So it's not like you hold this one longer than this one. These are held for the same amount of time. So you're gonna hold this for 2 beats plus some, and then this is beat 3. Notice that this is tied. So that means you play it here, but you hold the value all the way through the end of this one, okay? So you don't pick up your hand again, you just keep playing those notes, okay? And don't forget, there's a C sharp there, another crunchy note, it's fun. Okay, then next measure, we have quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, and then we have a half note, so that's 1, 2, quarter note, 3, half note, quarter note, 1, 2, 3, and then our final half note, 1, 2, and no 3 because we have our pickup measure. Let's try playing that much with our left hand. So we're gonna start here, and we're gonna start with our second finger, remember, on that D, and I'll give you 2 counts, and we'll come in on 3, like we've been doing, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, fermata, fermata. And then we don't play again, right? We hold all the way through 3. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So did we have any tricky spots? Well, let's take a look. All right, oh, this measure right here, remember we did the little squeezy thing? So we have the G squeeze down to the 3rd finger, and then back up to A. Aha! And then from A, we went down to A flat with our 2nd finger. And then we're gonna cross our 1 finger back under the A to get A flat to get to this G. So we have A flat, and then that C sharp is gonna be with our 5 finger. And it's gonna feel pretty natural, so don't have to worry too much about that. So let's look at that again. We have A flat, cross under. All right, what else do we have here? Here we have our 2 finger on D, and then we're gonna just pick up our whole hand and put 1 and 5. So 1 on the D and then 5 on G. So we have D with our 2 finger, and then pick it up. There we go. Oh, and interesting, look, our right hand also has 2 to a 1-5 pattern. So if we played it together, it's kind of fun, huh? Now, one of the trickiest parts in this whole section is just these 2 measures right here. So, before we put our hands together, after you've practiced your left hand and you're comfortable, and your right hand, of course, let's just do these 2 measures, hands together. Let's see what happens. We don't have to do the rhythm just yet. Let's find the notes first. So D in our right hand, and then, or C in our right hand, sorry, A in our left hand. Okay, and then come down and come up to the chord here. Okay, fingerings are all easy. Now this one, we're gonna play 1, 3, 5 in our right hand, right? We did that. Okay, all right, and we'll play that before we move on. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's do it in rhythm this time. I'll count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, how did that go? Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. How do we do? All right. So now you see it's kind of tricky, right? So keep practicing this until it gets really easy, and then we'll do hands together for that whole section. So hands together for the whole section. We're gonna come back here, and we're gonna treat it kind of like a pickup measure just for this section. We're gonna count off 2 and come in on 3. Remember, 2 finger in our left hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then fermata, fermata, fermata. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, so remember, you're gonna practice your left hand, and you're gonna practice your right hand, and you're gonna practice hands together, but make sure you do everything slowly, 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 until it's very, very comfortable, and then we'll put the whole song together with all 3 sections. All right, back to the beginning. Okay, woo, I'm excited. All right, we'll go slow. We're gonna play the whole thing from the beginning to the end in rhythm, of course, except for this imaginative fermata, but I will lead you through that so we can play it together. Okay, are we ready? I'll count off 2 and we come in on 3, right? Pick up measure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, fermata, 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 fermata. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, yay! Great job, everyone. All right, now that we can play the whole thing on piano, hands together, guess what? Always have to add a challenge, right? So now we're gonna sing the solfege while we play the piano. You knew it was coming, right? All right, this one starts on so. So I'll count off 2, and then we're gonna start singing so. 1, 2. So, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, mi, do, mi, re, mi, fa, la, so, fa, re, do, mi, so, la, so, mi, so, la, so, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, so, la, so, fa, re, do. Wow, I am so proud of our accomplishments. We can play this whole thing hands together, and we just sang the solfege. Now, it's the easy part, right? We're gonna sing the lyrics. Oh, before we start the song, if you decide not to do the octave, or even if you do, you have 2 choices to sing this song. So you can start the song from up high, and you can go, for she's, or you can start on the lower D and go up, for she's a jolly good fellow. So you can do it either way. I'm gonna sing it going down, so let's give it a try. 1, 2. For she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, that nobody can deny, that nobody can deny, that nobody can deny, for she's a jolly good fellow, that nobody can deny. So today we learned for he's a jolly good fellow, or for she's a jolly good fellow. Wow! This was the last song of Presto, It's Piano Magic, Book 1. Congratulations! You're a jolly good fellow. Have you put on a recital yet? Well, you should if you haven't. Just pick your 10 favorite songs that you have memorized and play them for your family and your friends and your teachers and your neighbors and your cats and your dogs and anybody who wants to come watch you and support you. So now, when you're confident that you are done with book 1, make plans for book 2 because videos are coming. Oh, and if you've been following along in the book, remember, when you're finished with the book, you can send in for your certificate and your prize. So remember, keep practicing all your songs and your scales, sing while you play, and memorize everything. Prestissima out!